What's up, guys? Peter von Panda here. I want to show you another watch that I just picked up. This is obviously the second of this limited edition 49er class sailing association competition that Spinnaker is a part of, and they have jointly created this watch to honor that, and because they're the official timekeeper, and presumably we'll see those sailors wearing this watch. But I think it's fantastic looking, and in fact, I think it's the best looking Spinnaker watch to date. And that's saying a lot because I actually really like my Spinnakers. I hope you like them too because I'm giving some away. But I wanted to show you this one here because it's a little bit different than the other one, even though it's the exact same model. And I will say that the other review that I did on this an SP-5049 watch, that other review will probably be more of the full review. I really wanted to take a minute here and show you kind of in detail what this version looks like, because it's really the exact same watch but just in a different color combo. Now what's similar here is that it's this rose gold stainless steel case, and so they've plated it in rose gold. Looks fantastic to me. It looks like copper. You know, I've kind of been on the fence about rose gold, but there's so many things coming out with it, and I guess maybe I've been, you know, standoffish with the rose gold watches in some ways because they've been so heavy on the rose gold. But I think the way this rose gold is, and on the black one that I showed you earlier, that just so tasteful. It gives it a little bit kind of a steampunk copper look, and it doesn't go overboard because a lot of the area of the watch that you see is different colors, right? Kind of this anodized bezel right here, which is just beautiful. Beautiful texturing. You have the engraved or etched out or laser etched numbers on the bezel. Maybe a little hard to see there, but they are not just painted on. I mean, they are sunk into this bezel. So just awesome detail. And then you get this anodized blue color, which kind of carries through a lot of the watches, kind of this aqua blue on the hour hand there, and then on the inside of the bezel, which is just beautiful. You have a chronograph and a tachymeter basically around the outside here, and just a really steep bezel. The cool thing about this is the yellow, white, and blue, I just think are colors that really complement each other. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's kind of like a nice Nike shoe. It just works. It's kind of like the orange edition Mercedes CLA that, you know, has like orange highlights and, you know, gray stitching and black inserts on the seats. It just works, right? You don't think it would, but it just all comes together and looks fantastic. It's a yacht timer, and because of that, and because of the idea that it's timing the sailing class here, there's just a ton of features on here. I give you a little bit more of an in-depth tour on the other review, but I'll just kind of quickly show you some of them. First of all, you'll notice that it's this yellow arrow down here on this inset subdial is on the timer mode, and that's because that's the first thing I'll show you. So if we go ahead and pull out the crown, screw down crown, you gotta unscrew it first. This movement, this quartz movement here, which I believe is based on a Seiko, has 3 positions, and so when you unscrew it, you're in the A position. The next position out is the B, and the third position out is the C. And so you just have to kind of be aware. There's going to be a manual if you buy this watch that will, you know, explain that to you. But the way I like to think about it is that A position, that furthest in, is where you execute things. The next position out, the B position here, and if I hit the black button, which is kind of cool because it's like anodized black or black plated, and it just kind of stands out from everything else. I can kind of scroll through these options down here. So right now, I've gone from time to timer, which is a countdown timer, to the 5 minutes. So it's a preset 5-minute countdown, preset 6-minute countdown, preset 10-minute countdown. You can see that the countdown timer up here is actually going to those as well. If you're worried about the hands not lining up, you can adjust those, which is nice. you can go to the chronograph and then one more to go to the alarm. But let's stop on the chronograph here just to kind of show you what I mean. If I push the crown back in, now again I'm in that first position, that A position, and now I'm in that execute position. So if I hit this button up here, this black button, it's going to work just like a regular chronograph like you're used to. So I hit it and you can see that the chronograph starts ticking off here, starts timing things. I can split with the bottom button. So it's continuing to tick. If I hit it again, you can see it picks up right where you left off. Start it with that, or stop it with that top button, and then reset it, swings all the way around. Again, I can pull it now back out to that B position and then use this black button to continue to scroll through the various modes back to time. And now the timer is pretty interesting. You can go ahead and set it for whatever you want here. And I've got it set for 2 minutes. And let's go back to that A position because now we're on timer. And if I hit the black button, like the chronograph start button, it's going to start ticking down. Now through the magic television, we're going to fast forward to the last few seconds of the countdown timer so I can show you that. Back to 0, because once it does hit 0, so that's pretty cool. You get a 3, 2, 1, and then a long chime. Especially if you're in yacht racing, sailing, that type of thing. It's kind of nice to have that countdown so you know exactly when the start of the race is. So that's pretty awesome. I don't know why I'm so enamored with the countdown timer. Maybe because I've never really had other watches with it. But just a ton of stuff. Obviously, if you need chronograph, countdown timer, alarm, this is the watch for you, but I think a lot of us would use those types of features on the phone. So, the fact that it's on the watch is pretty cool, but I don't think, they're really very practical. But it does make the watch look awesome. I love watches with complications. And, more than anything, I just think this watch looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at the grooves on the band here. It's super soft. It feels like a liquid rubber. I'm assuming it's silicone or something. It's just super comfortable. I'll give you a wrist shot here in a minute. I just kind of want to show you the rest of it. The one off color pusher up here, which is just really, really cool. Kind of reminds me of those eDocs chronograph watches. Logo etched on the crown protectors. I love the fact, again, some brushed finish, some polished finish. Polished finish here, a little bit of polish finished on the lugs. That the dial here is just unbelievable. I just love that outer ring with the tachymeter. I love the pips, also ringed in rose gold. I love the wave pattern etched on the dial itself. And then you also have kind of these kind of gold-like plates essentially bolted to the dial, which gives the dial just a lot of depth, a lot of relief. And so there's just a lot of things going on. Kind of a little bit like my Citizen Ultrachron, I love having a lot of 3-dimension to the dial as opposed to just kind of a flat printed dial with a crystal slapped on top of it. I mean, just to kind of those types of details really make me warm. Spinnaker logo also, it's kind of like a shield on the dial. It looks like it's part of this kind of outer chapter ring with the hour pips. And then also those subdials, those ticking seconds hand over on this side. Just super, super cool. I don't know if you think this is a really cool looking watch. I think it's a really cool looking watch. Hopefully you like it. And if you like it, you should be able to go now and reserve yours at spinnaker-watches.com or 49er.org. I think they're both taking the pre-orders, and I think this should ship out at the end of the month here. So definitely check it out. If you're a supporter of mine on Patreon, I appreciate it. We're getting some support there, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. If you can afford to support the channel, please feel free to do that. I really like it. I can tell you that I'm not going to give this watch away in this video. There's going to be some special news for Patreon peeps, so definitely check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description. But what a fantastic watch. Spinnaker is just a really interesting company, making some really, really interesting timepieces that I think just are unbelievable value for money. So if you do check it out, I do have a code from them for a 30% discount. PVP, Peter Von Panda, PVP30. So if you go to the Spinnaker Watches website and try to buy something, try to use that code. Get yourself hooked up with a discount. I use that code when I'm buying my watches at Spinnaker. I want you to use that code when you're buying watches at Spinnaker. There's no reason to not take a discount if they're offering it. And I'm going to try to get one more. They have this watch also in blue, and I'm just dying to check that out because blue is my favorite color. So I'm going to be using PVP 30, and hopefully it'll work to hook me up with a discount on one more of these little 49er limited edition watches. Check it out. SP 5049 from Spinnaker. Peter Von Panda. Out.